They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
What's going on, guys? It's Swimzyy here, and today I have for you another Warframe video. Now, in this video, we are actually going to be looking at the Incarnon Mitre, and this thing is actually top tier. Like, the Mitre, the standard Mitre, sucks ass, 100%. It's only good for popping nullifier bubbles, but the Incarnon Mitre is a whole different breed. This thing is so fun to use. I'm going to show you a standard build and a Riven endgame setup. If you did like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Everything helps me out. And let's get into the builds. Alright, so this is the Mitre. And this is the endgame setup. Now, I'm going to show you the endgame setup first. But during testing, I'm going to test the standard one first. So there's no confusion there. So what we have for this endgame setup is Primed Firestorm. Improves the blast radius of weapons with radial attacks. Plus 44% blast radius. This helps with the Incarnon form. Then we have Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot. Hunter Munitions for 30% chance to proc slash on critical hits. Malignant Force, 30% Toxin, 30% status. Vital Sense for 120 crit damage. Maxed out Serration for base damage. Critical Delay for crit chance and a little bit less fire rate. And then we have this Riven. 176 crit chance, 148 crit damage, and plus 94 cold. Now, if you do not have a Riven with cold or Toxin, then obviously switch this one out with Rime rounds or primed cryo rounds. And yeah, if you don't have a Riven, you'll be able to max out Malignant Force and have a full 60-60 setup with both of those mods. If you would like to, that is always an option. And then on the right hand side, we have Arcane Primary Merciless, rank 5. On kill, plus 30% damage for 4 seconds. Stacks up to 12 times. And we get some reload speed, which is very, very helpful with this weapon. Shut the fuck up, Orders. Over on the left hand side, we have the total stats, which is 127.3 crit chance. 7.4 times critical multiplier, 26% status, doing slash and viral for a total of 1,892 damage. Now on the charge shot, we have 150% crit chance, 7.4 times as always, 65% status, and doing double the amount of viral and slash damage. Next we have the standard build for the new player friendly, and we have Split Chamber for multi-shot, Vital Sense for crit damage, Firestorm for improving the blast radius, Rime rounds for 60% cold, 60% status chance. Then we have Hunter Munitions, 30% chance to apply slash on critical hits, Serration for that base damage, Critical Delay for crit chance and negative fire rate, and Malignant Force for Toxin and status, with the same Primary Merciless rank 5. And the stats on the left hand side goes down to 81% crit chance, 4.4 times crit multiplier, 44% status, dealing more damage. So this build actually deals more damage than the Riven, but the Riven will do more nonetheless because of the Galvanized mods. So, with that out of the way, let's get to Cavallero in the Zariman. Alright, so we are at Cavallero, and he actually evolves your Incarnon weapons, and this Mitre build, I put a ton of Former onto it. You don't really have to. But this Mitre build actually has 4 Former, so I would highly recommend actually Formering this weapon and blitzing through, because this weapon is not only fun to use, it deals a shit ton of damage, and you actually have fun with a less likely weapon that you would actually choose. That is always a plus. Moving on to the stats, of course with Evolution 1, play a solo mission with the weapon equipped, and you will unlock the Incarnon form. Evolution 2, get 100 kills with the Incarnon form, and you get to choose between 2 choices. Swift Sword Blades, which I chose personally, increase damage by 77, and with Channeled Ability active, plus 70% fire rate. Or you can go with Plentiful Mayhem, increase damage by 57, multi-shot consumes ammo directly from capacity, and actually deals increased damage by 20%. I chose Swift Sword Blades for that increased damage by 77, I'm not probably going to be using channeled abilities, so the fire rate doesn't really bother me, but we are shooting 5 discs per second. Next, for Evolution 3, you have 3 choices once again. Mercenary Chamber increases ammo capacity to 160. This isn't really needed because you actually just, start off with 80 rounds in your ammo maximum. So yeah, this is pretty much a dead choice. Then we have Ready Retaliation. On reload from empty, plus 100% reload speed. This could be useful in certain situations, but I went with Swift Deliverance, plus 50% projectile speed. This not only increases the damage, but also increases the performance of your weapon, especially against Steel Path enemies. Finally, Evolution 4, you have 3 choices once again. You have Sawblade Storm, hold charge shot for 1 second to increase the area of effect. This actually could be useful, but I am not testing this one out today. I am testing out Commodore's Fortune, increase critical chance by 22%. Then we have Critical Parallel, increases critical chance and status chance by 12%. This is a good alternative in case you want to go with more status based, but we are going thoroughly for crit, so yeah, that is why I chose Commodore's Fortune. With that out of the way, let's get into the Simulacrum. So guys, this is the standard build that we will be testing first. It's a pretty decent build. Obviously, if you have the primed or galvanized versions of these mods, I highly recommend running them because it's going to make it so much easier. We are going to be testing this setup first, and I'm going to be using Mirage, but I'm not going to be using any of her abilities until later. And pretty much this weapon, you have a quick shot. As you can see, headshots build that Incarnon charge up. Or you have a charged shot, which deals a lot more damage, and it applies a lot more slash. So you can play however you would like to play. Personally, I'm a charge shot approach guy myself, but you can choose either form. So yeah, so far, this standard build is actually pretty good. It is somewhat shredding through these enemies. As you can see, that slash does help out quite a bit. It does take longer to kill enemies this way. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It does, but as you can see, if you can proc some slash, that viral and slash setup will work wonders. So yeah, good thing to know with this weapon too, is this weapon actually bounces off walls, as you can see. So it's very cool, it's a pretty good gimmick. And the radius depends on if you're running Firestorm or primed Firestorm. That will determine how big the radius is for the explosion. But yeah, so far the standard build isn't doing too bad. Obviously ammo could be an issue if you are going with this type of playstyle. Normally I am a fan of the Incarnon, so we're going to activate it real quick. And this is the version you want to use. As you can see, it's doing pretty decent. The heat, slash and viral shreds through enemies. So yeah, this is the standard build. Honestly, it's actually putting up a decent fight against these Steel Path enemies. Look at that. One more shot, and they are dead. Now, I'm going to show you against the same enemies, but with all of Mirage's abilities active. Here we go. Quick shot. Not too bad. Charge shot. Instantly obliterates enemies if you can proc that slash. Look at those damage numbers we're doing. Damn, bro. Okay, this thing also has some sort of punch through. It works sometimes if you fully charge the weapon up. Moving on to the Incarnon, you only need 3 shots. This weapon is actually way too good. Now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Riven endgame setup. This Riven is plus critical chance, plus crit damage, plus cold. So I don't actually have to run Rhyme rounds on this build, and I can just run Malignant Force instead. Obviously, if you want to max this mod out, you're going to have to put another former on it. I am choosing not to because I've got so many videos I have to make. But yeah, so this is the standard form. Same enemies, same level. Charge shot. Completely gets rid of that overshield. Quick shot can actually apply a lot of slash very quickly. So I like to charge, depending on if we get slash or not from that charge shot. If we do, then I normally just quick shot, but if we don't, then I just quick shot anyway. Look at that. Look at that damage. That is amazing. And this is without any of Mirage's abilities too, so keep that in mind. Getting that slash, do that charge shot. This weapon's fire rate isn't too good, so if you do have a Riven for fire rate, then I would highly recommend using it. But move on to the Incarnon form, and it is straight orange crits. Now, depending on the galvanized mods, the more enemies you hit, the better the crits will be. So you can actually get red crits with this setup, but it's going to take some time depending on if you run galvanized mods or not. Alright, now we are going to test it again with all of Mirage's abilities. Here we go, quick shot, just total annihilation, charge shot, one tap. Look at that, look at the damage numbers as well. 670. Damn. 667. Moving on to the Incarnon. You pretty much only need one shot. You aim right there. There we go. Alrighty guys, well thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Everything helps me out. And let me know your thoughts on this weapon in particular. I think it is very, very good. Obviously by the showcase. But let me know your thoughts. I would actually like to hear what you guys think about this weapon. If there are any changes to the build you guys would make, then please let me know. Now, I do have an official Instagram account. It is at swimzyy.yt. And I also stream on Twitch from time to time. So yeah, I would appreciate if you guys could follow me on all the socials. Only follow me if you enjoy the content. And that being said, it's been Swim, guys. Later.